What is up, guys? It's the Graffiti Corner here with another tutorial. In this tutorial I'm going to show you how to find your style with like things like throw-ups and stuff like that, even wild style, and show people how to develop it to get your own original style. And I'll kind of show you how I went through mine too. Basically what I did is I always started off with like basic block letters, like stuff that didn't really look too good. Like that's honestly how I started, right there, like stuff like that. But over time, what I did was I would see all these like graffiti artists do their tag, and some of them, one major influence that had on me was I don't know if you guys, you can look him up. He's a very famous throw-up artist. His name is Seen, S-E-E-N. And basically, what I did to get my own throw-up style is I would take a letter from everybody that I thought inspired me. So for example, the way that Scene writes his S, he writes his S like that, and it's really cool. The first time I saw it, I was like, oh wow, that's really cool, creative, because it's like, it takes 2 seconds to write, but it's also like a really cool plain S, and it's really cool looking. And so what I did was I would take a letter from him. So I took S, and I don't know if you guys ever heard the quote, Pablo Picasso said it. I believe it's like, good artist copy, great artist steal. Kind of like goes by that. You don't want to steal someone's actual tag. That's the last thing you want to do in graffiti. You'll get called the toy, and you don't want to go through that. But what you could do is just take a letter from everyone. So how I draw my Y's, basically, oh sorry, you guys couldn't even see that, I'm sorry, is I just kind of, that's how I draw my Y's. And like I said, guys, this is not a tutorial of how I draw mine. This is a tutorial of how to find it. So I'm not going to explain how I draw my letters. I'm just showing you what I did to find it. And how I how I found that Y is, if you go to, there's a cool website. It's called, I went there right when I was starting. It's called trainwriters.com, I believe. Yeah, .com. And you could go to like different fonts. They have like wild style fonts, and they're nothing, like, they're not amazing, but they're basically like fonts that you could use to practice. Like you could look at them and you could write them. They have like their letter A. They have like a lowercase letter A, and it's like, it's like that. And basically they have like all these fonts that you could take them off of, and it's really cool to like look at, because you could kind of like get your own style. In complete honesty, you really don't need to know how to write every letter of the alphabet. Like, I don't even know how to write an X, or, you know, like a Z. Actually, I probably do know how to write a Z, but you get my point. What you gotta do is you gotta find out if you already have a tag name in mind, and I could go through another video of how to like kind of find your tag name, but if you could like know what your tag is and learn how to write the letters in your tag. A buddy of mine recently asked me like, how do you get it to flow together and stuff like that? And that's a good question. Basically, you have to look for people who have similar letter combinations to you. So like, say you have like a Y and an N next to each other. Go on Google and try to find someone who has like a Y and an N kinda in their name. I mean, yeah, that's kind of hard to find because Y and N, but like some more realistic would be like say, let's think. I don't know, this is ridiculous, but say someone's like name was Ghost or something, and you would look to see how they would combine the S and T together to kind of give you an idea of, oh, so he uses, you know, that line to connect to this line and stuff like that. Like Scene, he right after his S, and by the way, I'm using a king size Sharpie right now if you're wondering what I'm writing with, just for, because I know a lot of people would like comment, hey, what are you writing with, but it's a king size Sharpie. But he would take his E, and from this point right here, he'd come up and he'd just go through. I'm just using Scene's name as an example because he does a really great job demonstrating how to like use his letters kind of together. he'd do stuff like that. And that's, I mean, I don't write it anywhere near as good as him. If you want to look him up, I highly recommend it. He'll give you a lot of inspiration. But that's basically how you find it. Another good tip I could tell you guys to do is if you live near a city, which I do, like, you could walk around the city and just kind of look at graffiti, you know, like, people will always have like stickers. I mean, personally, I do a lot of stencils. I don't write, so I'm not the greatest writer, but I'm pretty good at throw-ups. But like, you could do like stickers, like these obey stickers. You'll find them all over the place, and some people will write like tags on them and like throw-ups and stuff like that. And just kind of look to see how people do it. Like, some people have like really creative ideas, and what you don't want to do is take their ideas, but you want to definitely like make your ideas so much better. Like, never copy something exactly. That's what you don't want to do. You just want to, like, even for me, like, I took one letter from here, another letter from here, another letter from here. If I didn't like that letter, I'd change it up to a little bit to make it more original to me. You know, that's kind of what I do, and it worked for me. So I kind of got most of my alphabet. Like I said earlier, I don't know how to write things like the letter X, because I don't need to write the letter X. It's not even in my, like, my name or anything like that. And so that's kind of how to find it. I'm trying to think if there's any other people that you guys could look to for throw-ups. I don't know that many throw-ups because I'm kind of into like the whole Banksy sort of deal. So I know a lot of like people who stencil, but I mean, honestly, if you just Google graffiti throw-ups, just kind of look there and see, oh, I like the way this guy wrote his letter E, or I like the way this guy wrote the letter A. You know, you could take stuff like that. Like, and know how to write capitals and lowercases too. Like, letter A is such a common letter. I kind of learned how to write both versions. Like, you know, you could do like something like that. And then say, like I was saying earlier, my Y. You could take it off from this corner and then write your Y like you normally would. So that way you get like AY. Let me get a new piece of paper. Probably just write on this pad here. But like, say you're gonna write, you could do like, like something like that, even. You know, that's just combining letters. I mean, a lot of people have double E's in their name. Like, that's really common too. People have double letters, and if you have double letters, it just makes it that much easier. So just go out, kind of see what people, how people kind of do their name, and make your own name. And like I said earlier, the biggest tip I could give you is do not copy anyone's tag. My rule of thumb is, if you don't know if a name is taken, Google the name. Just type in, you know, say obviously Ghost is taken. I'm just using Ghost because it's the first thing that pops in my head. But say you didn't know if Ghost was taken. Just type in graffiti ghost artist, or, you know, something along those lines. And then my rule of thumb is, if it doesn't appear on the first 5 pages, they're not famous enough, and go right ahead. I mean, that's honestly, I mean, I'm sure there's, you know, something ridiculous out there. I'm sure there's like Shade 21. You know, there's people all over the place like that. But I mean, as long as they're not famous, there's really no harm in it. So it's been the Graffiti Corner. I'm out. Peace.